Good morning, children. And now we are doing about the harmful microorganisms that cause the different diseases, isn't it? You know that microorganisms cause diseases not only for the human beings but also animals and plants. Now we are going to see about the diseases that are caused by the microorganisms in human beings. There are so many diseases that are caused by the microorganisms, especially bacteria, virus, fungal diseases, and also some of the protozoan diseases also caused, and insects also cause the diseases to the human beings. We'll see one by one carefully now, ma. As in the previous class, I told you about the malarial disease, isn't it? How is malaria caused? It is caused by the female Anopheles mosquito, especially the malarial parasite, that is a plasmodium. If it enters our body, how it enters our body? Through the vector. What is a vector? It is a disease called the organism that enters the disease causing microorganism into the healthy body is called a vector. Is it clear, children? So we will know about the different precautions that are taken to prevent the malaria disease today. Okay, children, you know the female Anopheles mosquito is the main reason it becomes the vector for the transmission of the malarial disease. See here, children, over the board you can see that the precautions to eradicate the malaria, how to eradicate the malaria. So the best way to get prevented from the disease is not to get infected. How we cannot get infected through the disease? So the thing is that you have to be you have to take the measures, safety measures in home, around your surroundings, and keep the surroundings and premises clean. Is it clear now? So how to do is the main source of the transmission of the disease is the stagnation of water in our surroundings. So it is the stagnation of the water is the birthplace or the breed place for the mosquitoes. So we have to avoid stagnation of water. We should not allow the mosquitoes to enter into the homes to prevent the mosquitoes inside our homes. You can use some of the mosquito repellents or the mosquito nets while you are sleeping, and different categories that you can follow the terms, like wherever there is a stagnation of water, you can pour the kerosene or oil over it, or any other disinfectant also over it to avoid the growth of the mosquitoes at that place. So by following these various steps, we can avoid the mosquitoes in our surroundings. So see here, children, once the best way to avoid is getting disinfected. So that is to avoid getting infected, not disinfected, to avoid getting infected. If you avoid infections, then the malaria you will not get. How to avoid getting infected? That is by control of mosquito population. How to control the mosquito population? Use of mosquito nets and mosquito repellents. Avoid stagnation of water. This is the main point you have to understand. Spray kerosene or oil on the stagnant water to prevent their development. Their development means the growth of mosquitoes. Keep your surroundings clean and hygienic. Close the drinking water vessels with lids. Why? Because the mosquitoes will be having their they may stand over these vessels and create the disease causing germs in it. So where the mosquitoes fall and make the entry of the pathogens. What are pathogens? The disease causing germs are called as pathogens. The disease causing microorganisms are called as pathogens, and to avoid these pathogens we have to close the drinking water vessels and the food articles, also the food containing the bowls also to be covered properly in order to prevent the mosquitoes over them. Okay, children, so if you follow these precautions, you can to some extent you can avoid the mosquitoes. Is it clear? So next we will take about the houseflies. So houseflies are also the disease causing agents like cholera, typhoid. So they are caused by the houseflies. So first write down these points, children. See the table here, children. Now the common diseases caused by microorganisms in humans. So the diseases namely tuberculosis, chickenpox, measles or mumps, polio, swine flu, cholera or typhoid, malaria, dengue, chikungunya, and Japanese encephalitis, which is called as a brain fever. So these are all the diseases that are caused by the microorganisms. So what are different microorganisms? Bacteria, viral diseases, and some of the skin diseases are also caused due to the insects and all. So these are the diseases and how they are transmitted from the causative agent to the healthy person and how they can be controlled, we'll see in this table. Okay children, see carefully about the tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is caused by the bacteria. It is a bacterial disease. It is transmitted through the air. So we can say that the mode of transmission of this disease is through air. So the air should be, what we can do, we cannot do with the air. What are the so many the vector that is transmitting through the air means we cannot avoid it, isn't it? So pollution should be avoided to the extent that we can do. So that is it can be prevented by using the vaccination in itself. That is BCG. What do you mean by BCG? BCG full form is Bacillus calmette gyrin. BCG full form is, here I am going to write about the full form of BCG, Bacillus calmette gyrin. This is the full form of BCG, that is the vaccination given to cure the tuberculosis. Is it clear children? So the persons who is affected with the disease should be kept in such a situation that his towels or used up towels, glasses should not be used by the healthy person. Okay children, that should be followed strictly. And now also you are doing the same thing with this COVID-19 also, isn't it? So that is a very crucial period where it is transmitted through the air. It is been assumed that it is being transmitted through the air. So viral disease, normally all the viruses they are transmitted through the air, and the contact of the infected person also they are transmitted from one person to other person, and it's a communicable disease. Next, coming to the chickenpox, it's also a communicable disease caused by virus. Here tuberculosis is caused by bacteria, whereas the chickenpox is caused by virus. Is it clear? So the viral disease, this is cured by the vaccination. Varicella vaccination, it is being cured. The preventive measure is to given the vaccination at the early stages. Normally in the childhood you may suffer from the chickenpox. The boils arise over the skin. It's a type of skin disease that you suffer from with the fever and also the boils. Is it clear? So it is caused through the virus and transmitted through the air. Okay children, so vaccination is a preventive measure to avoid the chickenpox. And measles, mumps, in Telugu we say the tattu, isn't it? That is called as measles, and mumps champalamma we say. So that is cured by the vaccination, MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. So this is a vaccination given to the measles. It's called as measles vaccine and transmitted through the air. It is the causative microorganism, that is the microorganism that causes the disease. Measles is virus and it is transmitted through the air. Mode of transmission is through air. The vector, that is through the air. If the vector, my organism that transmit the disease causing microorganism to the infected to the healthy person is called as a vector. So here in other diseases there may be the vectors, but here through air itself it is being transmitted. So here the polio, it is also a viral disease. You know that who has discovered the vaccine for polio? You know it, isn't it? So oral polio vaccine, Sac and Sabin vaccine is being discussed. Sac and Sabin. Sabin discovered oral polio vaccine, and Sac discovered the vaccination for polio. It is given, it is transmitted through air or water and is also inhibited from the parents too. Polio. Next, swine flu. Viral disease, it's a viral influenza that causes in humans, and through the air it transmits, and the vaccination is given for the influenza or flu. That is it. It also is another one is a swine flu. It's also a type of fever which is a viral disease. Next, coming to the waterborne diseases. These are the airborne diseases, whereas cholera and typhoid are waterborne diseases since they are transmitted by the water. infect, that is they are transmitted by the polluted water, or they are waterborne diseases. Through water they are transmitted. So how it is transmitted? Contaminated water, this is a bacterial disease. When the bacteria enters into the water or contaminated, the water is contaminated by the bacteria, then the cholera or typhoid is caused. Salmonella typhi is the bacteria that is causing the typhoid disease. So to prevent this type of, in the cholera you get the loose motions and the person will becomes very weak. Okay, here it suffers from fever in typhoid, whereas in cholera loose motions takes place and the dehydration takes place in the person, where it leads to death also at times. So we should be very careful by contamination of the food particles, especially the food, uncovered food. Both water and also the cooked food should be preserved properly, and proper hygienic conditions of the personal hygienic methods also to be followed to avoid the diseases. Okay children, see here, personal hygiene and good sanitary habits should be taken care by each individual, and each individual should consume the boiled drinking water to avoid the bacteria present inside the water. Next, coming to the malaria. Malaria, you know that it is a female Anopheles mosquito is a vector of transmission of the protozoan plasmodium parasite that enters through the mosquito bite into the individuals. So you have to prevent the mosquitoes in your surroundings by seeing that no stagnation of water is present in your surrounding areas, and you can also use the mosquito repellents in your homes or mosquito nets while sleeping to avoid the mosquito bite. And next, the malaria is caused by the bite of the female Anopheles mosquito, you know it. And the dengue, chikungunya is also the diseases that are caused by the mosquitoes. And in fact, dengue and chikungunya are the viral diseases. They are the viral diseases. They are also caused through the mosquitoes itself. So the same precautions that you use for the malaria should be used for them also. And the last one about the Japanese encephalitis, which is called as a brain fever, is also caused due to the mosquitoes, which should be prevented by keeping our surroundings clean and by preventing the mosquitoes to enter inside our houses. And also you can spray the kerosene or oil over the water stagnation areas where it can be prevented, where the mosquitoes can be prevented. Okay children, now we'll see about the harmful diseases that are caused by the microorganisms to animals. Note down this children first. Okay. Next we'll move to the next question. So the next, disease causing microorganisms in animals. Animals also suffer from diseases due to the microorganisms like bacteria, that is insects, parasites, fungus, etc. So what are the different diseases? We'll see. Anthrax. It is a disease caused through to the cattle for their foot or mouth disease. It is also called as so. Next, avian influenza or a bird flu. It is caused to the poultry. Is it clear? Hens and all will be affected. Several other viral diseases, including the bird flu, they are caused to the prawns and the fowl fox. And rabies, it's seen in the dogs. And if the infected dog bites the healthy humans, and they also are infected with this disease, and this anthrax also caused from the cattle to the individuals, human individuals also. So these are the diseases which are infected from the animals or to the animals, and from them to the human beings, they are being infected again. So we can say that the microorganisms are harmful not only to the human beings but also to the animals. In fact, they are also harmful to the plants. How they are, we'll see now. Okay, write down this and we'll move to the next part. Now you know that the diseases are also caused to the plants. So these diseases, if you know about the diseases that are caused to the plants, then we can protect the plants from these diseases. So what are the diseases? We'll see now. Okay, see here. Citrus canker, red rot, here it is, red rot, ticca disease, tobacco mosaic, smut disease. Okay children, citrus canker is caused to the lemon fruits, mostly the citrus fruits. It's caused to microorganism is bacteria, and it is transmitted through the air. It is about the citrus canker, mostly the lemon fruits. You can see that black spots appearing over the fruits, and also the leaves also contain the white or black spots over them. So that is identification to find that the plant is affected with the citrus canker. And red rot. If you see the sugar cane, you can see when you open and eat up the sugar cane, you can see the red color structures inside the cane, stem of the cane sugar. So that is due to the fungus microorganism affecting the cane. So it is through the air or the seedlings, that is tiny plants, that is when it is tiny, it affects with the disease. Okay, children.